Ever planted bell peppers only to end up with small fruits, low yields, or plants that just never seem to thrive? You are not alone. Bell peppers can be a little finicky, but if you follow a few simple tips when planting, you can expect healthier plants, larger fruits, and a much bigger harvest. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to give your bell peppers the best possible start. From preparing your seedlings to the exact amendments I add to every planting hole. Plus, stick around to the end, where I will show you a watering technique that keeps your pepper plants happy all season long. Take a bucket of water and soak the root ball for about 15 to 20 minutes before transplanting. This hydrates the entire root system and gives your plant a much better chance of establishing quickly. Now here is a little trick I have used for years. Add a tablespoon of plain white sugar to that water. It sounds unusual, but the sugar gives the plant a quick energy boost and helps revive stressed seedlings. I have seen plants go from droopy and sad to perked up. This is where a lot of gardeners make mistakes. Unlike tomatoes, which you can bury 2/3 of the stem, peppers do best when planted just a bit deeper than they were in their nursery pot. I dig my holes about 6 to 8 inches deep and set the plant so that the first set of true leaves sits just above the soil line. This buries a portion of the lower stem, which encourages some additional root development without going so deep that you risk stem rot. The goal is a strong, stable root system that can support heavy fruit production later in the season. Before I set my pepper plant into that hole, I always add a couple of amendments that make a real difference. First, I add a tablespoon of wood ash. Wood ash is rich in potassium and calcium carbonate. Potassium is essential for fruit development and overall plant vigor, and the calcium is going to help us prevent a problem I will talk about in just a minute. If you do not have wood ash, bone meal is an excellent alternative. Bone meal is made from finely ground animal bones, and it is packed with phosphorus. Phosphorus promotes strong root development and enhances flowering and fruiting. I usually add about a tablespoon of bone meal per planting. Whole. You can even use both if you have them available. Just mix them into the soil at the bottom of the hole. Add a thin layer of plain soil on top so the roots are not sitting directly on the amendments, and then set your pepper plant in place. Fill in around the root ball, firm the soil gently, and you are good to go. If you are finding this helpful so far, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you do not miss future videos. All right, let us keep going. One of the most frustrating problems bell pepper growers run into is blossom end rot. You will notice it as a dark sunken spot on the bottom of the fruit, usually before the peppers are fully ripe. It looks like a disease, but it is actually caused by a calcium deficiency. Now here is the thing. Your soil might have plenty of calcium, but if the pH is too low or if your watering is inconsistent, the plant cannot absorb it properly. Drought stress is one of the biggest contributors to this problem. By adding wood ash or bone meal at planting time like I just showed you, you are giving your peppers a calcium reserve right at the root zone. This goes a long way toward preventing blossom end rot before it ever starts. Consistent watering, which I am about to cover, is the other half of the equation. Speaking of watering, bell peppers do not like getting their leaves and stems wet. Wet foliage invites fungal diseases and other problems you do not want to deal with. Surface watering can also create a hard crust on the soil that you have to keep breaking up. So here is the technique I use for deep, efficient watering. Take an old plastic pot or a plastic bottle and poke several holes in the sides and bottom. Bury it in the ground right next to your pepper plant, as close to the root zone as possible. Leave the top open or just above soil level. When you water, pour the water directly into that buried container. The water seeps out slowly and goes straight to the roots where it is needed most. The surface of the soil stays dry, the foliage stays dry, and your pepper roots get a deep, thorough drink every time. I have been using this method for years, and it has made a noticeable difference in plant health and fruit production. Now for that bonus tip I promised. If you really want to boost your bell pepper harvest, try this. Once your plants start flowering, give them a light feeding of Epsom salt. Dissolve 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt in a gallon of water and use it to water your plants once every 2 to 3 weeks during the flowering and fruiting stage. Epsom salt provides magnesium, which helps with chlorophyll production and improves the plant's ability to take up other nutrients. I have noticed my peppers set more fruit, and the fruits themselves are noticeably larger when I add this to my routine. It is a simple, inexpensive trick that really pays off. So that is everything you need to know to grow bigger, healthier bell peppers this season. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. And if you have any questions or tips of your own, I would love to hear them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and happy gardening.